Middle Indo-Aryan languages is a historical group of languages of the Indo-Aryan family. Middle Indo-Aryan languages are the descendants of the Old Indo-Aryan languages similar to Vedic Sanskrit and the predecessors of the modern Indo-Aryan languages such as Hindustani, Odia, Bengali and Punjabi. The Middle Indo-Aryan stage in the evolution of Indo-Aryan languages is thought to have spanned more than a millennium between 600 BC and 1000 CE, and is often divided into three major subdivisions. The early stage is represented by the edicts of Ashoka and by Pali and Ardha. The middle stage is represented by the various literary Prakrits, especially the Sharaseni language and Maharashtrian Magadhi Prakrits. The term Prakrit is also often applied to Middle Indo-Aryan languages. Modern scholars such as Michael C. Shapiro follow this classification by including all Middle Indo-Aryan languages under the rubric of Prakrits, while others emphasize the independent development of these languages, often separated from Sanskrit by social and geographic differences. The late stage is represented by the Apabhramshas of the 6th century and later that preceded early modern Indo-Aryan languages. History. The Indo-Aryan languages are commonly assigned to three major groups: Old Indo-Aryan languages, Middle Indo-Aryan languages and Early Modern and Modern Indo-Aryan languages. The classification reflects stages in linguistic development, rather than being strictly chronological. The Middle Indo-Aryan languages are younger than the Old Indo-Aryan languages but were contemporaneous with the use of classical Sanskrit, an Old Indo-Aryan language used for literary purposes. According to Thomas Oberles, a number of morpho-phonological and lexical features of Middle Indo-Aryan languages show that they are not direct continuations of Vedic Sanskrit. Instead, they descend from other dialects similar to, but in some ways more archaic than Vedic Sanskrit. Early phase, 3rd century BCE Ashokan Prakrits, Gandhari, Pali, early Ardha. Middle phase Nya Prakrit, Ardha. Dramatic Prakrits Maharashtri Magadhi Saraseni, Elu, Buddhist hybrid Sanskrit. Late phase, Apabhramsha Abhata, Elu. Innovation. A Middle Indo-Aryan innovation are the serial verb constructions that have evolved into complex predicates in modern North Indian languages such as Hindi. For example, go runs means run away, take cook means to cook for oneself, and give cook means to cook for someone. The second verb restricts the meaning of the main verb or adds a shade of meaning to it. Subsequently, the second verb was grammaticalized further into what is known as a light verb, mainly used to convey lexical aspect distinctions for the main verb. Pali is the best attested of the Middle Indo-Aryan languages because of the extensive writings of early Buddhists. These include canonical texts, canonical developments such as Abhidhamma, and a thriving commentarial tradition associated with figures such as Buddhaghosa. Early Pali texts, such as the Sutta Nipata, contain many Magadhisms. Pali continued to be a living second language until well into the second millennium. The Pali Text Society was founded in 1881 by T. W. Rhys Davids to preserve, edit, and publish texts in Pali, as well as English translations. Ardha known from a few inscriptions, most importantly the pillars and edicts of Ashoka found in what is now Bihar. Gandhari. Many texts in Kharosthi script have been discovered in the area centered on the Khyber Pass in what was known in ancient times as Gandhara, and the language of the texts came to be called Gandhari. These are largely Buddhist texts which parallel the Pali canon, but include Mahayana texts as well. The language is distinct from other Mede dialects. Apabhramsha and Apabhramsha was a language developed from Prakrits. Modern provincial languages developed from different Apabhramshas. Patanjali was the first to use Apabhramsha in his Mahabhasya. The term is derived from the Sanskrit word apabhrasta, means a corrupted form of Sanskrit. Mostly Jain religious language and spiritual literature of Siddhas was composed in Upper-Brahmsha language. When the Romani people migrated from Rajasthan, Punjab, Sindh and Afghanistan in the 1st century AD, they were speaking an Upper-Brahmsha language pertaining to the western part of India. They spread in western countries around the 12th century AD. Upper-Brahmsha poets' literary work in Upper-Brahmsha appeared in 8th century AD. Poets of Upper-Brahmsha are as follows. Svayambhu, his poem is Palmakaryu.